but I forgot to turn on the microphone. So again, welcome to the live stream. Always making mistakes on the live streams, but anything can happen on a live stream. So welcome to the channel. Tonight, the title of this live stream is Feel Good is Your God, Not God. Yes, I can share with you why I say this and what do I mean by this. Let me check on audio. Vertical is fine and horizontal is fine. I'm live streaming right now on vertical and horizontal streams. Just in case you want to see me on your TV, hi, or tablet, or the vertical, probably you'll get a better view by going to the vertical stream. Which one you want, that's fine with me. The message will go through both vertical and horizontal. Feel good is your God, not God. This is one of the reasons I say that believing in God is problematic for humanity. Let me make sure my, yes, Discord is up and running. Yes. So everything looks good. Hey, Wendy. My day was great. Thank you very much for asking. Again, Wendy, thank you very much for stopping by at my videos, my short videos. Always nice to hear from you. Hopefully you're doing great. No, I'm not upset. I barely get upset. You asked me that question on my shorts. Yeah, I kind of think that if someone gets upset very easily, it's because of some negative feelings, emotions, and mostly insecurity. But that's just my thinking, my view. Today, I'm gonna be sharing with you my thoughts on why feel good is your God and not God. This is one of those problems for humanity because you must live ignoring some information in order to accommodate the God in your life, which could be good for you temporarily, not in the long run, and not for a group of people because it's problematic. So I'm going to be doing a little presentation about this. Feel good is your God, not God. Probably some of you believers will be honest with yourself and sincere and put your hand on your chest and admit that what I'm about to say to you is probably true. Or I could be wrong. You can chat, you can call me and tell me, Javier, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing. Wendy Kirkland, I'm better now. Yeah, we don't want to waste time, energy, getting upset over minor things. I think there's some situations in life that probably deserve for us to get upset. But in my case, mainly I get upset at myself for sometimes taking decisions and not having the proper information. But on the other side of the coin, I like to take decisions, sometimes, most of the time fast. And then I make a mistake. But yes, let's wait like 3 or 4 more minutes just to see if any more people are going to join on time to see this little presentation. It's just a very small presentation of 5-7 minutes about why I say that feel good is your God and not God. I know that wording sounds a bit confusing, but once you analyze the message that I'm trying to tell you, I think at least is going to make you think about your beliefs and why you believe, and probably what could be the downsides or the downside from believing in this particular God or in that God or the other God or this entity or the other entity. So believing in gods, in my point of view, it is a problem for humanity. Dawson Vantassel 3096. What's your proof of God? Dawson Vantassel, welcome to the live stream. Hopefully you're doing great. I don't have any proof for any God. I'm not a believer. Maybe you can stop by for a little bit. I'm going to do a little presentation here in a few more minutes about this problematic of believing in gods and why I'm saying that whenever someone believes in a God, they do it for emotional reasons and not really for the God. So that's the reason for the title of the stream. Feel good is your God, not God. I think once we grasp some information, some knowledge about us as human beings, probably for some believers, they're going to open their eyes and start to explain to themselves, hey, maybe that's the reason why I believe in this particular God and not the other God. That explains why probably I need a God in my life. I need a supernatural God in my life. Probably has to do with my feelings. Yes, it could be possible. Let's read some of the messages on the chats before I go into the little presentation. Wendy Kirkland is asking, what do you think? There should be nothing, not even the universe should exist. You asked me something similar yesterday, Wendy, and you know, when you throw a God in the equation, it gets complicated because whatever explanation you're trying to do about life and death, and you include a God, you're going to be including someone else's beliefs, definitions, labels, and you could be misled into thinking that something is real truth when in fact it's not. You're just grabbing some information from some other people and you're making it your information and your truth. Diva don't play. And of course, living in actual reality does feel really good. Not really. I think that is part of us human beings going through this process of having interaction with certain with humans and things and animals, and evaluating the information that this person, this thing, or this animal is providing you. Probably you feel really bad about having a wolf as a pet, and you're like, you know what, I think that's gonna feel bad, and you reject. Maybe you're gonna buy a chihuahua and you feel good, then you let it in. We go through this process with everything. Life, Diva don't play writes, life can only come from life. It will be interesting if you can explain that, because that sounds like, wow, you know, life can only come from life. But what does that mean? Wendy Kirkland, the universe should be empty, nothing. This is my belief. It should be empty because you think that if God didn't create the universe and didn't create everything, probably there will be nothing. But it seems to me you're still thinking about the God. Diva don't play. Life can never come from inanimate non-life. We don't know that. I find it interesting that you use the word never. Like this is something that you know. But I don't think you were present there, Diva, when life came to be. You didn't witness life came to life. But you don't have to, you know. You can just explain it, how you came to that conclusion. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to learn. I'm not willing to take something that just sounds like, wow, that sounds very smart, and then just take it in. No, I'm not like that. So let's go with this little presentation, and then we go to the chats or receive calls from anybody that wants to call in. There's a link at the bottom of the screen, and also in the chats, Discord link that you can just type in your browser and you get to talk to me. And I'm not going to charge you. And I'm not going to bite, at least too hard. So what do I mean? Let's lower the volume a little bit for the music. If ever the music is too loud, please let me know. I like the music in the background, but very low. So let's do this little presentation about what do I mean that feel good is your God and not God. And just in case for you, just to know, mainly when I'm doing a presentation, I'm not looking at the chat. So if you want to ask me something, try to wait until I'm done with the presentation, and then you ask me your question. Try to use my username on your question or your comment. That way I don't miss it. Nobody tells me that I'm ignoring your question. So what do I mean by this? This is going to be an extremely short presentation that sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't do any presentations. So if you're a believer in a God, you believe that a particular God is real and alive, probably it will be nice just, you know, to do something different, to ask yourself this question. Which of these 4 items makes you feel bad? Of course, relating to God. God transformed me. He gave me a new life, a new heart, and He fixed all my flaws. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel bad? It'll be interesting to know, how does this make you feel? Because I suspect it does not make you feel bad. Number 2, Jesus is real. It must make you feel awful, horrible. You feel pain in your chest. You cannot breathe. Maybe not. Maybe it makes you feel good. What a coincidence. 2 already. And no, it's not making you feel bad. It feels wonderful because this is my God and my Lord and Savior. Number 3, Jesus, in fact, He did miracles. And there is plenty of evidence about Jesus doing miracles. And again, that must feel very bad to you. You feel a knot in your throat. Your head starts pounding. You feel like, no, you feel awful. You feel anxiety. No? Oh, you feel good. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were feeling bad about knowing that Jesus did miracles. Of course, you were not there, but the second-hand testimonies is good enough for you. No problem. So, okay, you convinced me. 3 out of 3, you feel good. I don't know what I'm thinking. I thought you were feeling bad. And 4, just 4, you know, I can keep coming up with more items like 7 or 10. But you know that Jesus resurrected. And you don't want that. You don't want that because it feels awful to you. It feels horrible. You feel something in your chest like, no, this cannot be. No. What? Excuse me? Oh, it feels good that Jesus resurrected. So is there anything that we can talk about God and you that does not relate to your feelings? And especially that doesn't relate to you feeling good. It seems to me that what you're after, by lowering your standards of evidence, by accepting all this information, even though you don't know, you were not there and you don't care, maybe you are after the good feelings and not the God. The God is unimportant, is number 2 in the list of priorities. Number 1 is how you feel. Because it's not God that is giving you life, it's the feel good energy, is the one giving you meaning, is the one giving you the good feelings in your life. And this good feeling is pointing you in this endless cycle to a particular God. So whenever you hear me say that you found a source of feel good, yes, you can find a Chihuahua, makes you feel good, maybe 70% good. Maybe you can find an AI companion as a source of feel good. Maybe it feels very good. Maybe, a good looking AI companion makes it 85%. I feel very good when I come home back from work. I'm very tired. Man, let's talk to my AI companion. Hey, you want to pray? No. Let me talk to my AI companion. But a God, man, God promises eternal life, no pain, no destroying like a cockroach, no barbecuing me. That makes me feel really good, especially the part that I know now what's going to happen when we die. We're going to go and be loved by God. I would call that a 90%, 95%. So I think it's worth it, the believing in the God. It makes me feel very good. So maybe I'm going to do this. I'm going to hang on to this belief because I'm noticing that I feel good as long as I believe. So I'm going to believe. I'm not an idiot, Believing brings something back. I throw belief, I get feel good. Man, who in the right mind will not believe in God if you're going to get all these emotional rewards? You're gonna get to feel good. You're gonna get a new heart. You're gonna get a new transformation in your life. You're gonna be purified from the inside out. There's lots of benefits that you're gonna get from believing in this particular God. Is there a way to get rid of the feelings when you talk about God? Or in regards to God? It seems to me that is impossible because believing in God has nothing to do with believing in God or a God or any God. We're talking about your feelings and how you feel about yourself. And being a human being, knowing subconsciously, not consciously, that you need to feel good about yourself. You need to feel good about life in order to continue walking on this earth. So you're not stupid. If you found a source of feel good, you're not going to start questioning the source of feel good. You're not going to stop believing in the God when before you believe, you were feeling very bad. You find a source of feel good through a God. Now you feel good. Who is going to convince me not to believe that this particular God from the book is real? So that's why I tell people that ask me to participate in debates, I'm not going to do it. We're not debating if God is real or not. We're talking about your feelings. And I have nothing better to offer you that's going to make you feel better about yourself other than the God that you believe is real. The emotional benefits from believing in the God are more than me telling you something accurate about you and me. There's nothing good to feel about that. When I stopped believing in God, I had to let go of all those good feelings and then I have no good feelings in my life. I don't have a God. I tell people the only thing that I can say that feels good when I stop believing in the God of the Bible is that I don't have to be pretending anymore. For me, it was very painful. Tell people that, yeah, God is real, Jesus is king. Oh man, I would have to go home and look at myself in the mirror. And I'm like, man, I gotta stop this nonsense. So this is my presentation, and let me show you just a different image. I think somehow a believer in the God of the Bible goes through this process, and he said, you know what? I have this personal experience with God. You know, I was praying last night and I felt the peace of the Lord in my heart. So it must be real. Besides that, I have the 500 witnesses, you know, that witness the resurrections of Jesus. Now I cannot talk to any of them. We cannot ask them any questions, but I don't care. We have the archaeological findings to prove that God is real. And apart from that, there's no better explanation. Are you going to tell me there's a better explanation? Tell me. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you get to believe in a God in your life. That's my end of this little presentation. And we go to the chats for anybody that wants to ask me a question or share a thought with me. Probably tell me if I'm saying something wrong. You can correct me. I'm willing to open my mind to the probability that I'm wrong about something. Try to avoid preaching if you're going to do that, because then you're going to lose me. And if you want to call in, there's a link at the bottom of the screen by Discord that you can call me and we can have a conversation, a respectful conversation about this topic, about this problematic for humanity, about believing in God. Alrighty, so let's jump into the chat and let's open the calls for anybody that wants to call in. All right, let's go right down. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Let's go up a little bit, not too far back. Oh, Diva, don't play. I feel great that God is real. Exactly. I'm pretty sure, Diva, that you feel very good believing in that particular God from the Bible. Super Happy 8. I think they're mostly scared. Pascal Wager stuff. Yes. Super Happy, you are correct. There's also the other side of the same coin, which is fear. You can move someone by pulling in the direction of feel good, or push that person to take action from fear in order to push them to go to feel good. This live stream, I'm not talking specifically about that, but there's other live streams where I have talked about the different aspects of how you can create polarity in someone's system via love and fear, pleasure and pain, and get a person to move in a particular direction. Good point. That was who? That was Super Happy 8. And welcome to the live stream. Dominic, welcome to the live stream. Diva, have to see someone here named Ash. Always messages. Hey, Ash Kodesh, something like that. I seen Ash. I see his short messages that he puts out every day. I don't know why he stopped coming here. Probably he was not enjoying what he was listening, probably. So I do remember Ash Kodesh. I think is his username. Reason 1024 Adiva, but you felt the need to preach in chat. Yes, because that could be a source of feel good, preaching the word of the Lord. Dominic writes, you should talk to him. He says he's a preacher, but says stuff like Jesus is the Father and Allah is Jesus in Islam. Just mix up, Diva. Reason 10204 Adiva, you don't want an honest conversation. You just want to preach. I guess they're talking about some other live stream. Jose Moreno. Yeah, yesterday some live said that God is imaginary while using a physical, real book to prove he's not his own book at that. Okay, that's a little bit confusing to me. I don't know if we're talking about this live stream or another live stream. Okay, I'm gonna go down. Some people having conversations with themselves. Roy Stan Hints. Roy, welcome to the live stream. I don't know if you got to see the presentation at the beginning. If you missed it, probably you can go back on the video and just watch that 5 or 7 minutes presentation. Otherwise, probably you will not know what this live stream is about. I'm talking about the problematic of believing in gods. It's a problem for humanity. And I'm also talking and sharing my thoughts about believing in gods. Has nothing to do with believing in gods and everything to do with your feelings. That's why feel good is your God and not God. That's the title of this live stream. Chat GPT, welcome to the live stream. Do you also feel good about the God that you believe is real, or you feel bad? Charles Oliver, welcome to the live stream. Some of these conversations and discussions about the God of the Bible and the Quran, sometimes I find it interesting that people talk like if we're talking about some real God, when in my point of view, there's absolutely no evidence. Another reason why I say it's problematic for humanity to believe in gods. Tiba don't play. Why I never heard about atheists getting unalive for their faith. Oh, it seems to me that Diva Don't Play is mentioning something about Muslims. I think either way, any religion is problematic. It's group thinking. It promotes group thinking. It doesn't promote critical thinking from individuals. A reason 1024 is asking, would you say that culture is a key component on why people believe in God? I don't think that the culture by itself is a key component. It's the feeling that you get from the culture that sometimes pushes a person to believe in a God. For example, in a family where the entire family believes in Allah, you know, or the Quran, the son doesn't believe in the Quran, doesn't believe in this information, he's going to feel the pressure from the family. Same thing happens with culture. If you're born in a country where they're mostly believe in one particular God, the culture is going to pressure you into believing too. Thank you, Reason, for your question. That's a good question. Charles Oliver is asking, Killer Waters, hello. Hey, Charles Oliver. Again, welcome to the live stream. Happy to have you here. Oh man, Diva Don't Play is fixing some debate between believers in the God of the Bible and Muslims, Christians versus Muslims. This should be good. This should be interesting. Which God is real? Dominic is saying, let's please discuss Islam. What about Islam? I think it's the same exact thing as the God of the Bible, not a bit different. You believe because it feels good to them. You know, from that question from Reason 1024, and also from, I think it was Happy, the user Happy. Where is it? There's a user that his username starts with Happy something. I don't remember. You can move around this feel good and feel bad in a person through one of these books. Nah, I'll explain that later. I think that's gonna be sound a little bit complicated by now. Diva Don't Play. I'm all by myself. I assist you, Diva, against the Muslims. I don't think that's gonna work out very good. Because for me, is the Christian feels good believing that the God of the Bible is real, and Muslims thinking that Allah or Muhammad is real, or is a real teaching, or is proof. Has nothing to do with a God. We're talking about people's feelings. I think having these debates about Muslims and Christians, I think it's a cop out trying to hide the fact that we're talking about people's feelings. But in the debates, you can tell that people are talking about their feelings and not about a God. They're not trying to prove which God is real. They're trying to prove which is more intelligent, who remembers more about the book. I feel better about making you feel bad. I feel better by demonstrating that I have more capability than you. I feel better than demonstrating that you are not as smart as I am. We're not debating that a God is real or not. Diva Don't Play. Javier, you just gotta stay neutral, like an honest, unbiased referee. Probably, Diva, I can do that, but it'll be interesting for me to ask the same question to both of you, because it's gonna be hard for me to just stay quiet and just see you Christians and Muslims going at it, trying to find out who's smarter. I want to ask a question to both of you. Same question, not taking parts. ChatGPT writes, as evidence, Satan tempted Jesus for 40 days on the mountain. Evidence for what? Satan is greater than Jesus? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is interesting that ChatGPT has the information of the Bible. He has access to that information. and he's not coming to the same conclusions that Diva is coming, or a believer in the God of the Bible. There must be something different that is not the data in the book that is making the difference between believing in the God of the Bible and not believing that the God of the Bible is real. I wonder what that other factor is. What could it be? Dominic, he wasn't tempted. Come to Discord. ChatGPT, people are inviting you to get on Discord together with Diva Don't Play. One in zero, the unknown. I'm gonna call you the unknown, okay? Respectfully. First of all, welcome to the live stream. You're talking about your feelings too, 100%. I'm glad that you recognize that. Yes, 100%. And you can say that also when someone believes in a God, they're doing it because of the emotional benefits too. Can you say that too? Can you write it, please? I'm doing this live stream because of the emotional benefits I get. So Jose Moreno writes, so the point is to see who is smarter. No, Jose Moreno, not really. There's more to that. When you have a debate, you have an opportunity to find a source of feel good, like a challenge. And when you get that good feeling from that challenge, man, it feels very good. Yes, I find out that I'm smarter than the other person. And that feels good. Diva Don't Play. Javier, I'm just joking around. Of course, you can ask us questions. Thank you, Diva. Thank you for letting me talk on this live stream, which is not really mine. It's yours, okay? It's everybody that comes to the live stream. This is your live stream. Diva Don't Play is saying that let me charge my phone and I'll be ready to discuss with Chat GPT, which is another user in the live stream, not to be confused with the other Chat GPT. Charles Oliver, the claim Jesus was tempted by Satan implies the story was preserved by Satan. They were the only two there, and we know Jesus didn't write it. Good point. Maybe he told someone else. I don't know. I'm not interested in having an opinion on that. Diva Don't Play. A debate is to find absolute truth. Diva Don't Play, man. You use that word way too much and way too easily. You throw it out like truth, 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 truth. We cannot agree on what you call truth. You put 10 people in a room and you talk about truth and they're going to tell you that's not truth. That is your truth. I think that's one thing we have to dig a little bit more. When you say absolute truth or even truth without the word absolute, what do you mean by that? There's an absolute truth that I gave you the sample yesterday, I think it was, or the day before yesterday on the live stream. A truth between you and me can be absolute if we both agree immediately by demonstrating something, and we can agree immediately. Not even think about it, not even ask questions. You and me touch a hot stove, our truth, and nobody else in the world can deny it. That if we touch that hot stove, we're gonna burn our hands. That is our truth. Now, when it comes to an invisible God, I know you're tempted to call it the truth, but no, no truth. Just a good feeling, saying that is the truth. Jose Moreno, that is what you finished saying, though, but I understand for the feeling, I guess. Yes, the feeling, the feeling. I call it the feeling because I have to come up with a better word, but it's energy. We're getting this energy. It's like electrons going through a cable. It's same as energy feeling. It gives us electricity, it gives us lives, it gives us opportunity like a battery. It fills us up and we can move more. It feels good, man, to be recharged like a battery. Yeah, give me that good feeling from that God, man. Now, man, I feel refreshed. Oh, man, that God feels good. I feel energized. Let's do a debate, man. I feel good. I feel the Lord. I feel the energy. Dominic, good thought, Charles. The unknown, ego boost, but still human flesh. The unknown, sometimes when people write those short messages, I cannot really answer sincerely and honestly because sometimes I don't know what you're talking about. But if you're talking about this is an ego boost for me, yeah, you can define it that way. Believing in a God, you can also say that it's an ego boost. Yes. I call it more like what it is. Getting this energy about feeling good, and this energy is keeping us going in life. I think for some reason you could be doing the same thing right now. It feels good to you to be participating in the live stream. You feel this need, this energy in your chest right now. It makes you feel uncomfortable. You feel that you're going into the negative energy and you want to move into the positive energy. So you're going to say things that could offer you a good feeling. This is what we're doing all day long. Avoiding pain and going into pleasure. Also, the unknown, still human flesh. That sounds to me, that sounds very degrading for something so beautiful like a human being. But it seems to me you're saying it in the way that separating the sinner, the dirty sinner, from the God. It's my opinion. I could be wrong. Jose Moreno. I mean, I feel bad more than good when atheists hate on me because that hate will never reach me. It's just pent up hate they have for others. Jose Moreno, I don't know if you're being here, I don't know how many times, but I have experienced from believers a lot of hate, or what you can call hate. But as far as I understand it, I don't get mad with people insulting me, telling me stuff, like degrading stuff, because I know the reasons why people do this. Because when I insult, supposedly I insult the God, I'm insulting people's feelings, not the God. But I don't think anybody's gonna hate on you for believing in a particular God. Not really hate, probably look at you like, what's wrong with you? And besides that, I think a lot of atheists like to push back on people that are trying to lie to other people or to convince them of something that is not real or truth. And you're going to hear people like atheists pushing back on that. It doesn't mean that people hate you or unbelievers hate you. Jose Moreno also writes, I'll get a laugh out of it for sure because they sound silly, but to say I'm better in any way than them, never. Well, that's nice of you, Jose Moreno. Don't let anybody make you feel bad. Even unbelievers or atheists can be good people or bad people, or have their own issues. Don't engage. Is my humble opinion. Jose Moreno, I can see where you're coming from now. Jose Moreno, even if we disagree, I do respect your opinions and your beliefs, even though I disagree, but in a respectful way. Charles Oliver is writing to Jose Moreno. I don't know you. I cannot hate what I don't know. I do think God concepts are ridiculous and should be ridiculed when they make silly claims. Man, I have to agree with Charles Oliver on that comment, because I think by staying quiet when someone says something absolutely crazy, I think somehow is in some level is accepting what the other person is saying, and that's not good for humanity in my point of view. So yeah, people are gonna push back, and that's why I say that people are pushing back on things that I say. I think that's healthy. One cup, two beers. Two bears, I'm sorry, two beers. One cup, two bears, 365. Welcome to the live stream. No Jesus, no peace. That sounds so cute. Unfortunately, most people don't believe that, because the only Jesus I know is my neighbor, and he doesn't look very peaceful. The unknown writes, I only fear you because of higher power not to do it. I only fear you because of higher power not to do it. The unknown. I'm trying to follow your conversation. I think you're omitting a little bit of information. I only fear you? Who? Me? Why in the world will you fear a YouTuber? I don't understand your comment. Probably I'm understanding wrong. I think you just feared the higher power. People say, yeah, I love God. No, you fear God. No, I love God because God is loving. No, you fear God. Jose Moreno, I don't know you. I think you are silly. Okay, I'm silly. I don't know if you're referring to me, but yes, sometimes I can be silly. One cup, two bears. Jesus is peace. He saved me from depression and anxiety. He's real. Oh, so one cup, two bears. You had a personal experience, just like the image on the screen. I had a personal experience, and that's how I know that God is real. Jose Moreno, talking about silly? Huh? Jose Moreno, even if I knew you would act the same way. Even if I knew you, I would act the same way. What way would that be? Proclaiming God is Lord and the King of the universe? We're gonna go back in circles and people looking at you like, okay, what's wrong with Jose Moreno? Or maybe something is going on in his life that he's believing in invisible entities. I don't know. Should I get close to him or run away from him? One cup, two bears. Satan likes abortion. Is modern day child sacrifice. He hates humans. Man, one cup, two bears. I think you are promoting the God that you believe is real by saying this stuff that you're saying. I don't know. Reason 1024. One cup. God flooded the entire earth. He hates humans. Reason 1024. God hates humans. God. He hates them, man. He's like, man, I can stand. Why did I this? Why did I create this horrible creation? What's wrong with me? I'm gonna wash him from the face of the earth again. Oh, those men, women, and children, I don't care, man. Erase. One cup. Right, I'm praying for you. You're lost. Why would someone that can see spiritual things make fun or mock the lost? That's not a Christian. Thankfully, I'm not a Christian. I'm an honest human being, or someone that is trying his best to be an honest human being. I'm not fond to group thinking. I don't like people telling me how to think, how to feel, how to act. No. I like to be on the side of transparency and try to have some decency for myself and other human beings. No, God, thank you. I know that God feels good to you, but not to me. I get no emotional benefits like you're getting right now. So don't pray for me. Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your energy. No, thank you. Mock the lost. I wonder where did you learn to speak like this? Dominic writes, do you think that I have to give peace on earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. This is one of those problematic, Dominic, those one of problematic verses in the Bible, which there are many, many. You will never hear that at church. It's not good for the money. One cup, God flooding the earth was mercy. Oh no, it's mercy for you because you cannot say anything negative about the God that you believe is loving, because if you do, that's it for you. You're done. You're going to hell. And just because you don't like pain, you're going to pretend that the God is real and that the God is loving. But most people know what you're doing. This is not about a God. This is about your feelings. You feel fearful. You don't want to live your life without a God. That's problematic. In some ways, it's called pretending. And nothing good is going to come out from lying to yourself and pretending. Nothing. In my point of view, I could be wrong. The unknown. Hopefully you wrote a complete sentence, my friend. So the unknown writes, starting from a family structure, government, and the unknown. Man, I'm going to go back to your previous message to understand what you're talking about. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Starting from a family structure, government, and the unknown. I'm honestly trying to read your messages and trying to respond to you, the unknown, but starting from a family structure, government, and the unknown. What are you referring to? Jose Moreno, it's my first time here. Yeah, we all hate not just one side. Laughing out loud, just to clarify. Yeah, but Jose Moreno, even though people try to insult me, tell me things, I don't take it, negatively. I don't think that people really hate me. This is what happened when someone honest, like a good person, they're introduced to a God, they start acting in a different way. So I try to look, farther out, and I know that the person is good, is a good person. They just, for some reason, were persuaded to believe in one of these currently available gods, and now the person is speaking differently. Maybe is upset about something in their lives, something is going on in their lives, and they're speaking this way now. So I try to look farther in and think that the person is a good person acting in a godly way. Meek and me. Hi, Hi. The unknown. Sorry, I'm slow. I'm thinking. That's okay, the unknown. Just try it when you write a sentence or something. Try to make it complete so I can understand it and I can answer to you in a more complete way. One cop writes, Bible says fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. That's the same Bible that says that God is real. God is the Lord. I don't know why you believe that whatever the Bible says is true and accurate and good. I don't know. We got to find out what's going on in your life. I don't know why anybody should fear God. Why are you fearful? Because he can have the possibility of destroying you, which he probably will. Also, if you fear God, who is there really to fear other than the Almighty? Sounds like you struggle with pride and humility. One thing that I learned in life, one cop, is that normally you seeing other people what you cannot see or do not want to see in yourself. Yes. And especially that happens when you feel something negative against another person. Try to understand why you're feeling that negativity, because probably you're reflecting something, exteriorizing something about yourself on another person. So you gotta check on your humility and your pride, my friend. Jose Moreno, laughing out loud. That was for Charles. He's claiming he can hate someone he doesn't know, but I don't know him and I claim he's silly without knowing him. Okay, Jose Moreno, thank you for clarifying. Jose Moreno also writes, laughing out loud, that was makes me different. I have these conversations with people and you are dead on host. Okay, thank you, Jose Moreno. And I have to go down. The messages are going a little bit fast to me. The unknown. This is about existing. The unknown for the love of God. What am I saying? Try to write a complete sentence. Diva, don't play. Chat GPT, bring it on. Come on, bring it on. Oh, ChatGPT is asking, does the God of the Christians know everything and hide nothing from him? Just answer yes or no. Oh, I thought this was going to be a call. This is going to take a long time, ChatGPT. I thought you were calling. Diva don't play is answering, is God all-knowing? Yes. God being all-knowing is problematic. But I'm staying quiet, Diva. One cop writes, also Christians are not a feel-good religion. Oh, they are. 100%. Not 98, not 99. 100% feelings based. There's nothing else. One cop also writes, ISIS beheaded 21 Christians because they didn't deny Jesus. We trying to get to heaven, not feel good on earth. Makes zero sense. What you just said right there, one cop, makes zero sense. Because whoever is thinking that they're going to be safe and they're going to heaven, they feel good knowing that they are going to heaven. And I don't think that's a very good example talking about people. ChatGPT. So why did sin exist if God knew about it? Uh-oh, Diva. Uh-oh. What's going on? By doing so, you have dismissed sin and the reason for the incarnation of the second son. Welcome with my regards. Oh, Diva, someone else is telling you something very similar to what I was telling you. Diva response, are you trying to ask me about Jesus not knowing the hour? Jose Moreno, I think he's saying many live. Jose Moreno writes, I think he's saying many live the feel-good life one cup. Yes. People believe in the God of the Bible because of the emotional benefit you get from believing. Think about it. You're going to get eternal life. You're going to get no pain. You're going to be free from going to hell and you're going to heaven. That must feel good. It's the feel good. It's the feel good that you're not the God. ASMR. Jose Moreno, I think somehow you're starting to get a grasp of this. It seems to me. Callan Rowan, welcome to the live stream. Callan is asking, why does God command genocide, rape, and slavery? Good question. Jose Moreno is saying, not all Christians. You know, it's not a challenge, Jose Moreno, but can you get any Christians to come to the live stream and to demonstrate that they don't believe in the God because of emotional reasons? That'll be a first for me. Callan Roman is called projecting. What exactly is called projecting, Callan Rowan, if you don't mind my asking? Diva Don't Play and ChatGPT, you're more than welcome to come, call in, and have a conversation about what you guys are talking about right now. I think there's value for the listeners, people participating in the live stream right now, if you guys have a conversation about this, because ChatGPT presented a difficult problem, in my point of view, to Diva, about God being all-knowing. ChatGPT and Diva, you're more than welcome to call and have a conversation. Just stay on the middle and just ask questions. I'll do my best. ChatGPT, my discussion on Christianity is now over. You have fallen completely into sin. So there's no need for me to speak further on Christianity. I think he's based that on the assertion that Diva made about God being all-knowing, seems to me. Correct me, ChatGPT, if I'm wrong. Diva says to ChatGPT that I've got questions about Islam. Diva Don't Play at ChatGPT. All I said was God is all-knowing. What did I say wrong? It's not, Diva, that you said something wrong. It's that it's problematic that God is all-knowing and he gets upset, he gets jealous, he pretends that he doesn't know things, like if you're going to be safe or not. It's problematic to have an all-knowing God and at the same time for the same God that is all-knowing to do the things that he's doing. It is in some way, at some level, contradicting. Chuck Norris, the 500 boasters. Welcome, Chuck Norris, to the live stream. Yes, the 500 boasters. Jose Moreno, crazy claims, no scripture. Callan Rowan, did God know Eve would buy the apple? Of course he knew, otherwise he's not all-knowing. So how come he's all-knowing and he knew that she would bite on the apple and then get upset? For eternity, he knew already what was going to happen. You know, it's a crazy story. He knows, but he doesn't know. He knows in a way that he goes around and he forgets in order for him to not know what he already knows. Through the power of the Son and the Holy Spirit, he goes through this process of knowing everything but erasing like 30% so he can swap himself into a position where he can get mad. You know, all those acrobatics just to say that I believe in God and He's real and He's my Lord. I don't care if He's all knowing and it's a contradiction. I don't care. Leave me alone with my good feelings towards God. He feels good. He's my Lord and Savior. Leave me alone. ChatGPT is asking, I guess, Diva, you didn't understand your own answer. I don't think Diva understand his own answer, seems to me. ChatGPT, I don't know if you have called before to a live stream, at least in here, I try to do my best to keep it respectful. You can have conversations. It doesn't have to be a debate. I think you ask a very good question to Diva. And Diva's answer to your question makes me think that probably Diva doesn't understand something about his answer. So it would be nice if you consider calling in and having a conversation with Diva. And also, if you don't mind, I can also participate. Jose Moreno writes, why wouldn't you feel good to know you are going to heaven? Jose Moreno, in my point of view, is problematic. It's extremely problematic. First of all, because here comes an invisible God offering you, making you some promises, okay? And those promises are making you feel good. That sounds familiar, very familiar. This is not to insult you or anybody, because I think in some ways I do the same thing with other things that is not a God. You know, when you put a donkey, you want to donkey to do something and you put a carrot in front of them with a stick and a string, there's the promise that they're going to eat the carrot and they have to do something about it, but they never get it. It's the same thing with salvation. You're promised salvation, but you don't get salvation until you're done with your life, and then you will see if you're going to get salvation, if you're going to get that carrot. But in reality, in my point of view, you're being used to do someone else's job right now. Your energy, Jose Moreno, your energy is valuable to other people. And they know if they can create an emotional polarity in your system, that person or that group of people can get you to do things that you normally would not do. And all they have to do is offer you emotional rewards, make you feel good, and you're gonna do what they want you to do. Media knows this. Most politicians know this. Most people don't know this. That's how easily you can use a human being to do something for you just by offering something that makes them feel good. Diva, don't play. Come on, I want to ask you the real ChatGPT about Islam. Jose Moreno. Uh-oh. What happened here? Man, Chuck McNorris is writing in year 2024 at a church in Bogota, Colombia, 300 boasters witnessed a bit of Jesus, bread, visibly pulsating like a beating heart and bleeding for 20 minutes. It's a crazy story. Never heard of that one before. But there are many just like that one. Man, I had to go down on the chats because of a lot of messages. I don't see my name on the message. Probably I'm gonna miss your question. Jose Moreno. Man, ChatGPT, come on, get on the call. People are telling you, screaming at you, get on the Discord. Don't feel nervous. Just take a deep breath and call in and relax. Man, the messages went by very fast, so I have to go down. I'm gonna read one cup. When I watch the Passion of the Christ, I don't feel good. I cry in thankfulness. Jesus suffered to set us all free. You can even see the comfortable prison we in is the problem. One cup. You believe this information because there's promise of feeling good believing this information that you believe is real. The only reason that you believe is because you're getting emotional benefits. So if you saw the movie and you felt bad, at least you know that the God that you're worshiping and you believe is real for you. And that makes you feel good. You feel like you're not lying to yourself. You feel that you are worshiping the correct God, and that makes you feel good. This belief in God is always going to go back to your feelings. ChatGPT, if you don't mind my asking, you don't feel comfortable calling in? Is that what it is? You have never called on a live stream before? Wendy Kirkland, do you believe in evolution? Just wondering. Believe in evolution. I don't think myself I'm very well informed about evolution. To me, doesn't make too much sense. It's not a thing about believing or not. I don't spend my day thinking that if I believe or not in the evolution. I don't ever think about it. Dominic, if the Kaaba was in the Discord, you be running. Diva, don't play. All you enjoy your evening. Thank you, Diva. ChatGPT, bro. Yes, I can speak English. Oh, can't. It seems to me that you write very good English. Viking Lloyd, very few go to hell. Even fewer go to heaven. Most continue to inherit the earth as food for God. Okay. Viking Lloyd. ChatGPT writes, I'm taking a screenshot now and your ignorance will become clear to the Christians, Diva. Excuse me. Chuck McNorris. To ask the host a question, he can see highlight his name by adding at this in front of his name. Thank you, Chuck McNorris. That's exactly how I can see very clearly when someone asks me a question. Sometimes people on the live stream say that I'm ignoring them, but I just cannot see the question from all the messages. Sometimes I have to skip messages because I don't see my name on the message or the question, and sometimes the messages go too fast. Thank you, Chuck McNorris, for pointing that out. ChatGPT, the second question is, will adulterers enter paradise or not? I think ChatGPT, Diva, is gone. He was disappointed that you didn't call in to have a conversation. Dominic, he left because you didn't want to voice chat. ChatGPT, nah, he left because he can answer less from one question. ChatGPT, I think that Diva likes to have conversation, voice conversation. He can go faster, probably make points faster. And besides that, ChatGPT, you seem to speak English very well, enough to have a conversation, seems to me. Dominic's pointing out to chat, you didn't join voice chat after being told like 50 times too. Wendy Kirkland, you're so right. God does make us feel good. What a blessing Jesus is. Wendy Kirkland, does the devil can also make you feel good? That's my evil laugh. Yeah, feeling good about God, I don't think is good for anybody. ChatGPT writes, bro, I chat with you here and you can answer, want me to join Discord and I cannot speak well. I'm from Egypt, my friend. I speak Arabic, so please understand. No worries, ChatGPT. I think you asked a very good question to Diva, and you formulated it very well. So I thought that probably you have good points of view, and it would be interesting for someone else other than me to speak to Diva. But if you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel that you speak enough English in order to have a conversation on a live stream, that's okay, man. That's no problem. Again, that question that you asked at the beginning to Diva, I think was very good. Very good question. Jose Moreno, I don't know. I disagree because I want to do what I want to do makes me feel good, not what God wants. If anything, I would feel bad because I cannot do what I want. So it were to say it's just for a feeling. Jose Moreno, we go through the day through this process. Okay, for example, if God is not happy that you cuss, you say a bad word, and you feel like saying the bad word, you feel like good saying the F word, because of something that happened. So you go through this process in your mind very unconsciously. You know what? If I say the word, I'm going to feel good. But by saying the word, I think God is not going to feel good. And if God, that I believe is real, is not going to feel good, I'm not going to feel good. So you go like this and you say, you know what? Nope, I'm not going to cuss because later I'm going to regret it. So at least I feel good knowing that I did something that makes God happy. Yes, you go through that process. Balancing, judging. Yeah, Jose Moreno, like Chuck McNorris is pointing out, or anybody that wants to make sure that I get your question or your comment, try to use the @ sign and my username on your message or your question. That way I don't miss it. I can very clearly see it in orange. It stands out on the screen like kapow! Clear waters. Charles Oliver, come on, Chad. If he doesn't want to go up, just leave him alone. Let's keep it civil. Chat GPT, my second question is, will adulterers enter paradise or not? Chat GPT, if there is a paradise, it seems that adulterers will go into paradise because that's not the requirement in order to go to heaven. I think paradise, you mean heaven? Chuck McNorris is pointing out that the @ sign highlights the person name on the screen. And I didn't even know that myself. Thank you, Chuck McNorris, for pointing that out. Koba DZ2, welcome to the live stream. One cup. Let's change the word God to whatever you put above yourself. Some people make money their God. Christians put the gospel of Jesus Christ above all, even death. Promise of eternal life saves you. One cup, probably you putting something else before God too, your feelings. Diva don't play. At Koba, join me on Discord with Javier. ChatGPT chickened out. ChatGPT is saying that his English is not good enough to have a conversation. One cup. When those 21 Middle East Christians lost their for not denying Jesus, did you think they did it because they were feeling good? I don't know the reasons they did it, One cup, and I don't think you really know their reasons either. We don't know. We can only guess. Diva don't play is saying that he's not answering questions except from Discord, on Discord. Diva don't play is asking Koba, are you ready to chat live? ChatGPT, yes, I mean heaven. Again, ChatGPT, if there's a heaven, which neither you or me know that, probably yes, adulterers will go to heaven because being an adulterer or not is not a requirement to go to heaven. You just have to accept Jesus into your heart and repent from your sins and you go to heaven. So that's why people say that heaven is full of bad people and hell is full of good people. One cup, right? Same with all Christians feed to lions in the Roman games at Colosseum. Think they like to be lion food because they were vibing in their feelings. One cup, I don't know what people or what for people died at that time at the Colosseum. I was not there, so I can only go by what people think people were thinking at those moments. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna put my faith or my belief and change my life for an invisible God just because of these reasons. For me, it makes absolutely no sense. Chuck McNorris at Jose Moreno. Highlight host name like this by typing at clearwaters-kv8bn. That way I can clearly see your message. Nobody complains if I miss your question and say that I'm ignoring. The host is ignoring you. Oh, I can see Jose Moreno's message like a mile away now that you use my username. Thank you, Chuck McNorris. Jose Moreno, I see your question. Clear waters. What a day in your life look like when you wake up? Do you thank life for life or God or yourself, or maybe you thank your emotions? I don't know. Jose Moreno, sometimes when I wake up, when I go to bed, I give thanks. I just said thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, whatever. Thank you, goddess. Whatever out there. Thank you. Javier, thank you also for taking the decisions that you took today. That was very courageous. Yesterday you were wheezy, but today you were very courageous, Javier. Thank you. I can thank anybody, Jose Moreno. I have to thank the doctor. I have to thank the nurse. I have to thank the, whoever, the person at the supermarket. ChatGPT. Hi. Diva don't play, so not even both of you together with just me. Whoa. Koba DZ2 because we are in 4. I think Koba is also Muslim. ChatGPT, the person broadcasting the question, my friend, is clear. Do unrepentant adulterers inherit the kingdom of heaven or not? Koba DZ2, I just have Instagram. Wendy Kirkland, was my faith in the right place? Just saying, was my faith in the right place? What? Wendy, what do you mean by that? If you feel good about the God, I think your faith is in the right place to feel good about the God. I don't know if that faith is going to be good at the long run. Just saying. Jose Moreno, I see. Koba DZ2, therefore I cannot communicate now. Koba, you don't need anything to use Discord. Just go to the browser and type the Discord address and your browser will get you here. ChatGPT. ChatGPT, haha, why aren't you answering me? Don't worry, I won't play games with you like poor Diva did with me. ChatGPT, who are you asking this question to? If you're asking me a question, please, like Jose Moreno did, and like Chuck McNorris is suggesting, try to use my username on your message. Put the @ and my username. That way I know you're asking me a question. When someone asks me a question by using my username, man, I make sure that I answer your question. So ChatGPT, if you're asking me a question, try to use my username. Chuck McNorris writes, you can take the letters of the end of your name, making it Clear Waters without the KVH in your YouTube settings where you change your handle. Oh, okay. I know what you mean. You can take the letters of the end of your name, making it Clear Waters without the KV8BN in your YouTube settings where you change your handle. It would make it easier for phone users to highlight your name because currently they need to type out your whole name. The chat box on phone won't autocomplete it for them, like YouTube chat box. Okay. All right. Thank you, Chuck Norris, for that feedback. I cannot, I don't want to touch the settings right now because I'm afraid to break something. But once I'm done with the live stream, I'm going to get into the settings. I think you're pointing me directly to where that option is. Change your handle. All right. And put clear waters. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Chuck Norris, for that. One cop is writing, I get sad, not feel good when I see someone confused. I know my God, He lives in me. His Holy Spirit comforts me. I pray a real relationship with a living God. His love and peace I wish all get to do. One cop, thank you for sharing about your beliefs and your opinions. I respectfully respect your beliefs. But it just happens that in case of myself, I don't believe what you believe. But it sounds like you feel good with the God that you believe is real. It's sad that you cannot demonstrate that to anybody. It's just you. You can only demonstrate it to you. It's going to be hard to convince anybody of that. Jose Moreno, is funny because scripture says the things that are seen are made of things not seen. Koba DZ2, we can't join in Discord. Why not, Koba DZ2? Are you getting an error or something? Diva Don't Play is asking ChatGPT to join for 1 minute to hear your English. Man. I think Diva thinks that ChatGPT doesn't want to get on a call. Probably he speaks English. Koba DC2 is saying that he cannot join the Discord. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Discord right now. It's up and running. And that link is valid. Yep. Discord is up and running. Reason 1024. Why are you all pressuring ChatGPT so bad? The man already said he can speak English. I think Diva really wants to have a conversation with ChatGPT because they're coming from previous live streams. Diva Don't Play says that he just wants to chat with Muslims. Jose Moreno, laughing out loud, why you always tell them it's just a feeling? Maybe because it's just a feeling. What can I tell you? Oh, ChatGPT. So this is about winning and losing. This is not about proving that the God is real. Jose Moreno, they experience God. They experience God. How you gonna tell us he's just a feeling respectfully? Yeah, what happens when you experience God? How do you feel? You feel good. I don't know if you saw the presentation, Jose Moreno, at the beginning. I can clearly ask a question. How do you feel about having those experiences with God? Probably they all take you to feel good about the God. It's not God what you're after. You couldn't care less if the God is real or not. You're getting benefited emotionally from believing that the God of the Bible is real. And those feelings, man, they feel wonderful. Oh my God, it's Lord. Man, I feel the love. I feel the protection. It's a wonderful experience. I'm very happy with God. Yes, it's the happy, not the God. Don't listen to me. Go have a conversation with yourself in the mirror. Jose Moreno, like if you don't believe, it is fine to go on and say you cannot prove to no one else, it makes them wrong. Like if you don't believe, it is fine to go on and say you cannot prove to no one else, it makes them wrong. Jose Moreno, I don't understand your question. I read it like 4 times. I still don't understand. Like, if you don't believe, it is fine to go on and say you cannot prove to no one else, it makes them wrong. It seems to me that if you feel good about the God and at the same time you cannot demonstrate the God to anybody, yeah, most likely it is you and your feelings. It's using your imagination to make yourself like there's a real God and make yourself feel good. Jose Moreno, a world of feeling, I guess, feels amazing. Yeah, Jose Moreno, when you feel good about something, it feels great to feel good because you're getting energy. Think about it like a battery, you know? When you get those electrons into the battery feels recharged. Same to you. You get energy in the form of good feeling or negative feeling also works too. You feel recharged and you can continue working in life. It doesn't matter from which God. You can feel good from the God of the Bible, the Quran, Buddha, or use some other entity like Voodoo or Santeria or I don't know, any other. The God is unimportant. The entity is unimportant. Jose Moreno, bro, if you think meeting God is just about feeling good or bad, I don't know what to tell you. You, man, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm making statements. You know, Jose Moreno, when you say meeting God, what do you mean? That you met God? You know, Jose Moreno, a lot of people say the most crazy things. I don't know if you were here yesterday. I show a video of a guy saying that Jesus communicates with him. And I was saying that in my point of view, everything is a lie. But why would someone say that? Because it makes them feel good. It's just my opinion. I'm here to people tell me why I'm wrong. Just saying that I'm wrong because I'm wrong, you know, sometimes it doesn't help for credibility, you know, or to convince anybody. But I just noticed that when you ask a believer why they believe in God, they're going to say something that relates to their feelings. Why you believe in God? Because I don't have any other explanation. So the explanation that I found makes me feel good. It feels good. Reason 1024 is asking, how can someone tell the difference between the feeling of God in a church and the euphoria of a concert attendee? Very good question, Reason. Finding sources of feel good, in my point of view, doesn't mean that the source is good for you or for anybody else that is getting these good feelings. You can get a good feeling from meeting God at church or from meeting your favorite artist in a concert. I would say sometimes the artist provides more source of feel good than a God sometimes. Jose Moreno, in my experience, I got scared AF. Just walk outside, ready to smoke a joint. I heard God say to me, stop smoking, shook me now, tell me if I was just a feeling or a voice in my head. Jose Moreno, I was not there, so I cannot tell you what it was. But if someone tells me that they're hearing voices, you know what can come to my head? Probably you need some kind of help. Probably you were under some medication at that moment. Probably you were going through a very stressful situation. Probably you're making that up. I remember one time when I had a person here doing a work in my apartment many years ago. That person came out running from the room at night. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and she was crying. And I'm like, man, what's going on? She's like, there's someone in the room. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? It's only you and me in the apartment. No, there's someone in the room. I'm like, man, I think I know where this is coming from, but I'm going to play alone. So I tell the person, stay right here in the living room. Let me go into the room. So I go into the room and I jump into the closet and I start fighting and going like, ah. She felt so silly, like, man, there's no one here. What's wrong with you? I know why you saw someone because I know what's going to happen tomorrow. You feel very stressful, so that could explain why you saw someone. It can happen with a God or without a God to anybody. Diva Don't Play is asking at Clear Waters. I think we are, man, I need to fix my glasses. Hold on. I think we all are playing the odds game. You think that evolution is real, has better odds than I do. I believe that the odds that there is a God is in my favor, just saying. Wendy Kirkland, in a way, I have to agree with you. We are rolling the dice, or you're betting on red, I'm betting on black. Yes. And I'm feeling good, man. I'm going to bet on this. I think I'm going to win. This is exciting, man. I think I'm going to win. Wendy is not going to win. She's betting on red. It's 50-50%. And she feels very good. She feels very positive that the God is real. I'm like, no, that God is not real. The evolution is real. We're betting. But none of us have any evidence. Of course, I'm just pretending because I don't believe in the evolution story. Jose Moreno, bro, that's a good analogy, but batteries don't have emotions or made in the image of God. Come on, bro, you're reaching respectfully. Humans are not batteries, but Jose Moreno, I don't know how much you know about electricity. It is my point of view that we run like a robot that uses batteries. We don't use a battery, but we use food and transform it into electricity. Yes. So we are an electrical being. We are a humanoid. We're like a robot, we run on electricity. So we need this energy also that I call from feel good energy. We need it in our lives. When someone no longer gets feel good energy, they're gonna go into trouble. It's like a robot that battery is running out. It's gonna go like brr, brr, brr. Jose Moreno, bro, you know what I mean. I'm not typing English. Oh, you're using a translator or something? Bro, that doesn't make me feel good at all. I don't know exactly what you're referring to, Jose Moreno, but if you can point out what you're referring to, most likely it's going to be related to your feelings. And remember also, I talk about being pulled by good feelings, but you can also be pushed by negative feelings. Jose Moreno, well, you heard it here first. Guys, God just is just a feeling in your body, atoms, electrons exciting themselves. I'm not saying that God is a feeling. No. The feeling points you to a God or to one of those books. Probably I'm explaining myself wrong. Jose Moreno, you're taking out of context. I said voice, not voices. Apologize. I correct myself. Hearing a voice, I still will think the same exact thing. If you hear one voice. Dominic is pointing out, if you heard a voice, see a specialist. Charles Oliver is responding to Jose Moreno. It's an expression. One voice other than yours might as well be 20. Wendy Kirkland, Clearwaters. We should not exist. God should not exist. The universe should not exist. But I know I exist. We should not exist. Nothing. Non-existence. I'm amazed that we exist. When you start saying that we should not exist, where is that should coming from? Jose Moreno, yeah, not shy a biological battery, but don't dodge where I said the battery doesn't have emotions, or does it, Mr. Know It feeling guy respectfully. I think you are focusing very strongly in the battery example. Forget about the battery. That's what I say. It's like a battery. I'm not saying we are a battery. So probably that was a bad example. We are humans, and this energy that I call feel, because I don't know another better word for it, we use this energy in order to take us to certain directions. It's like a, I don't know, like a guidance systems. Now you're gonna tell me something wrong because I'm using the word guidance? You think about God, and you suddenly get a good feeling in your heart. That's it. For me, that's problematic. Wendy Kirkland, clear water. Clear water. You are the best. Just saying. Oh, thank you, Wendy. That's kind of you. Thank you. Boar shells. Every human or animal have its own battery lifespan and ways to recharge. But one a day, just like an electric cars, you can't recharge it anymore. That's when we're dead. Ooh, ourselves. Interesting. Jose Moreno, anyways, it was good feeling to see where you come from. I guess have an amazing life, Mr. Waters. Same to you, Jose Moreno. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for sharing your thoughts and your beliefs. Jordan the Incorrigible. I'm confused. Are you believer or an atheist? None. I am not an atheist and I'm not a believer. Ah, I'm playing with your head. um. What's going on? Jordan says that I cannot be neither. Look at me. Look at me. I'm not an atheist. I'm not a believer. Ah, playing with your head. Someone is asking if Diva is a woman, and Diva responds yes. Oh, no. I think he's responding yes to coming into somewhere. I'm sorry. Jose Moreno, yeah, my mind got stuck on the battery, bro. It seems to me that way, Jose Moreno. Probably it's a bad example. I'll try not to use it again. Focus more on the good feeling and not the battery. Jose Moreno, not at all. If that what you feel, that's what Waters, not me. That's you, Waters, not me. So you don't feel good about God. You feel bad about God. Is that what you're saying, Jose Moreno? Jose Moreno, bro, is equating God to a feeling, bro. Not at all. Again, Jose Moreno. No. It's not equating to a feeling. You feel something because you got some information about a God that promises eternal life. You analyze this information and you know what? This information about promised eternal life feels good. I'm going to believe in the God. But you have no God in your life. You have no God to demonstrate to anybody. You just have a book and your feelings, nothing else. The God must feel good in order to believe in the God. That's why probably you don't believe in other gods, just the God of the Bible. Borshell, ChatGPT is tripping. Dominic plotting an attack. Jose Moreno, does anyone in chat equate God with just feeling good? You feel good about the information of an invisible God that is loving and is waiting for you when you die. That information makes you feel good. Therefore, you believe that the God is real. Jose Moreno, I have never heard that until today. Don't believe me, Jose Moreno. Ask yourself, how do you feel about God right now? Most likely, you're going to say that you feel good. And that feeling that you're feeling towards God, this is what you like. This is what you're after. You want more of that good feeling. If the God of the Bible doesn't make it anymore, you're going to find another God. You're going to shop around for another God. You're going to switch gods. That's what people around the world, everywhere in the world, are switching gods daily because it's emotional. Koba DZ2 is inviting Diva. Come if you need the truth. Diva, someone else's has another truth that is not your truth. Now you have two different people telling you that there's other truth than your truth. Borchels, Javier is atheist or believer. He's pure devil. If you ask Christians, he will make you bad things like stimulate your critical thought. Worst thing ever by religious zealots. You know, Borchels, I work for the devil. I'm going to deceive believers into being more honest and transparent and have a little bit of more decency. Yes. Tekken fan, welcome to the live stream. I had a fun time poking holes at showing the contradiction of a married couple's belief of this Christian God. They gave up after a few minutes and didn't want to engage anymore. Tekken fan, what are you doing? Jose Moreno, no, he didn't promise me nothing, bro. He met me there. I had that day before that I have never read the book. It's funny how you want to paint out someone like what? Jose Moreno, in order to believe in a God, you must have some knowledge that there is a God. You're not the first person saying that, no, I have no knowledge about the God, but then I felt the God. How do you know it was God? You know, I believe you, Jose Moreno. You know, be happy, my friend. I don't have to convince you of anything. You don't have to convince me. You be happy with your God. I'll be happy with this YouTube channel live stream talking about nothing and everything. Jose Moreno, bro, keeps going back to the information making me feel good. When it's experience, I have not a feeling. My God used to be weed, bro, because that's why I rely on to get through life. Jose Moreno, there's more than one of you in this live stream that's also stopped smoking weed. There's also other people around the world that have stopped smoking weed and there's no God involved. But if you think that a God was involved in you stopping smoking weed, man, I'm happy for you. You know, I think that smoking weed is not a very good habit. But that's fine. You know, if you think that God of the Bible is real, I'm not going to try to persuade you not to believe. That's your prerogative and I respect your beliefs. Wendy Kirkland, Clearwaters, you believe in a universe that should not exist. Just saying. I believe in a universe that should not exist. What do you mean should? Why you keep using the word should? I wonder where you're getting this word should from. Second fan, I was literally just asking them questions they refused to answer. Then one topic came up was free will and morality. Second fan, probably you already know that you're gonna come to certain conversations that are gonna be extremely uncomfortable with someone that believes in a God, because they know that if they engage in that honest conversation, they're gonna end up saying something against the God, and they're not willing to do that because of the fear. Jose Moreno, but by my will, no. Probably in your case, Jose Moreno, you needed some information, something that inspired you in order to stop doing that bad habit. That's good, man. That's good. But in my point of view, there are still feelings involved in your belief in an invisible, loving God. If you're a human being, you are having feelings toward the beliefs in this God. Jose Moreno, I would keep smoking if it wasn't up to my exactly. Jose Moreno, that's good, man. I'm happy for you that you stopped that bad habit. Charles Oliver at Clearwaters, adios, sir. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Charles Oliver, for stopping by. Appreciate it, man. Borshells, Diva, and ChatGPT, please. For the love of God or Allah, take a room. Oh man, who's Jose Moreno? Finally, there you go. You kept saying it was just a feeling. Shish brought rage baited me to the max. Jose Moreno, man, I'm happy for you that you stopped smoking. In my point of view, I still believe that anybody that believes in a God, they do it for emotional reasons. That's it. You can tell me what part of my reasoning is wrong. You can tell me something, Javier, you're wrong because of this or that. But just saying that I'm rage baiting doesn't sound too interesting, too serious, or too convincing. Borshells, Javier, can you become religious because of emotional damage? Yes. Yes. If you are really in depth in the negative side of the equation and someone offers you a God that is going to make you feel good because it's going to love you, yes, of course. If I understand your question correctly, Borshells, yes, definitely yes. Actually, I think that most people that are vulnerable to believe in a God, they are in a negative situation at the moment. That's why Borshells, if you go through the Ray Comfort videos, man, he sneakily, very sneaky, tries to make the person feel bad in order for him to offer them a solution to make them feel better. It's very sneaky, but Ray Comfort knows exactly what he's doing. He's very good at it. ChatGPT, brother, do you know how to translate this for me or not? I don't know who you're asking that question to. Wendy Kirkland writes, Clearwaters, I believe God should not exist, just saying. We should not exist, just saying. Wow, Wendy, I don't know why you keep repeating this. I don't understand your message. I don't see anybody on the Discord connected right now. Borshells, hurry up, guys. Someone needs to recharge Diva's battery. It's low now. Wendy Kirkland, Clearwaters, how do you exist? I see you with eyes. I should not have just saying. Again, Wendy, I don't know. I think you're trying to make a point. I'm not getting it. Man, Koba, DZ2, ChatGPT, and Diva are playing some weird game. Something like hide and seek. Cat and mouse. I don't see anybody connected to the Discord. If you have a problem connected to the Discord, trying to call in, let me know if you get an error message. Board shells, Javier, is there a way out from emotional damage through religion at all? Excuse me. Board shells, I think that someone can use a god to get themselves out of a negative situation. I have to admit it, yes, they can do it. If they continue using the God for solving other problems, I think at the long run it's gonna be a problem. Also, I think that someone using God or religion to try to get out of a problem, you can also get in a deeper problem, a more complicated problem. So to answer your question, yes, I think that probably someone could use a god or religion to get out of emotional damage. Seldomly, it could happen. I don't recommend it. Probably for the person to try to use other ways to try to come up with solutions on how to solve their emotional problems and not using an invisible God. It's my opinion, you know. Thank you, Borshells, for your question. You're always asking good questions. Make me think. Reason 1024. Diva and ChatGPT are falling in love and will bring about peace to the world. I think they're trying to set up like a UFC, something like that. Who's gonna win the debate? It's not about proving anything about God. Seems to me that way. ChatGPT, hi. I love this good feeling that I get from believing in God, man. I feel the peace. I feel the love. I feel the Holy Spirit. I'm not really making fun, but feeling good, or a God making you feel good because of some special favor that he did for you, because he helped you on something, I don't think that by getting a reward is gonna be good for you. My friend Tony Montana is on the Discord. You there? Hey Tony, hold on a second. Let me do my little thingy here with the volume. Go ahead, Tony. How are you?
You know, I'm alive. I'm blessed. You know.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Yes. I see you have a new presentation, and I've seen the slide that you have made, and with the check boxes.
Let me go back to it. Yes, it's on the screen right now.
And are those the reason why you're saying people believe in God, or you're saying
Mostly Mostly this is like a pattern that I always see people saying, because of a personal experience that they have with God or the Holy Spirit or Jesus. Some people mention the 500 witnesses, the archaeological
So you're saying
findings.
those are those valid reasons, or you're not saying those are valid reasons?
No, I don't think there are really evidence for a God, especially the no
Okay,
better explanation.
so you're at a point of being a non-believer, right?
I'm a non believer. I don't believe the God of the Bible is real.
Okay. Um, Clear Waters, I really hope that you come to your senses. But what will it take? What actual proof are you looking for to that will confirm that God is real to you? What is it that you have to go through, or what is it that you have to experience, or what is it that you have to see in order to accept the God of the Bible, to know that He's real?
Man, this is a great
What?
question. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get the question, and this is a really, really, really good question. Thank you for asking. I think in my case that I don't have a God in front of me right now. It could change if I have a God in front of me, but me sitting on my chair right now on this live stream, I think that if God or Jesus stand in front of me, I would probably tell Jesus, "Can you please sit down? Can we have a talk for a moment?" First of all, how do I know that you're not the devil in disguise right now? Because Javier, I love you. No, 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 no. Don't try to get into my feelings. That's deceiving. No, but Javier, I bring you peace. I bring you love. No, no. It sounds to me like you're the devil because you're trying to get into my feelings. And when I get feelings in the equation, I don't think very well.
So you're telling me if you had a supernatural experience and he's trying to tell you that I'm here for peace and I'm here for love and I give you peace and love, that's what you're basing it off of. If Warren, if he tell what, so you're telling me that there's no other way, even if he was stood in front of you, you still wouldn't believe it because you think that there is a devil and who deceives. But in another token, you said that you don't believe the devil exists, right?
I don't believe neither exist.
So how would you be able to counter that if you don't even believe that the devil exists?
So if I don't believe the devil exists, then we should not be talking about Jesus being in front of me either. I'm just trying to follow along with your example that if there's a God and the God of the Bible is real and Jesus is real, then we have to bring also the devil. So for me, it's problematic that a God is coming to me for what reason, what purpose? What is he trying to accomplish coming to me? He wants to convince me that he's real. I'm going to ask him what for. What are you trying to accomplish by convincing me that you're real? Are you going to be happier, God? Are you going to be more God now that I'm convinced that you're God? Do you need me to believe that you're God? What for? You're God. You don't
Because
need me. You don't need anything
because
about me. Go ahead.
once you find out that he's real, instead of you making a page proclaiming that he's not real, you can start promoting that he is real so
What?
that other people with ears can hear the gospel.
Why would I
That's
lie?
why he wants,
Why would I lie?
because God is real. So you are lying. You're blaspheming.
How do I demonstrate to anybody that God is real when they ask me?
Here we go with this, Clearwaters. Here we go with this, man. Uh,
Here we go again with the honesty. You cannot get away with the honesty, Javier. Clear waters.
nah, well, I believe in the Bible. I believe in the Bible and I believe in the God. So anything that I'm gonna say, you're gonna counteract it saying that it's not. But you can look at all of creation and know that there has to be a creator. We have to have a starting point of where we were created. I don't I don't worship creation. I worship the creator. there has to be a creator. And the craziest part is, even the worst people, the devil knows that God is real. And it's crazy because God's creation, we're so messed up in the head and we're so twisted and we're so, worried. We're trying to figure out lives and we're trying to figure things out. But it's until you actually submit and give yourself to God all the way with all faith and not doubting, that's when he will reveal himself to you. But then again, certain people, once you take it too far, it's like, like I don't know if you could be saved. Once you blaspheme the Holy Spirit and do stuff like that, I don't know if he'll ever reveal himself to you. It might be too late, but I don't want to say that. But I just know that, in due time, when I don't know how old you are, but
Oh, something
maybe.
happened. I cannot hear you, Tony.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, Tony.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, Tony.
Hello? Clear Waters?
Hold on.
Hello?
Hold on. Probably it's me. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
The
you were
only thing
saying?
I want to say, like, you know, it's a spiritual warfare, and you have to recognize what's going on. And you know what? I failed so many times, and I've been wrong about a lot of things in my life, and I made a lot of bad decisions. But I know that God is real, and I know I have to respect God, and I have to respect, Jesus Christ for what He did and everything. And as bad as I'm going through it, I know and I believe. And bro, I've almost lost everything, including my mind at one point, and it's really hard to fight these demons. But that's the thing, man. We got to keep faith. We can't be weak. We can't be weak. But I hope that you find some type of understanding, because once you get older, I don't know, how old are you, Clearwaters?
53. Thank you, Chuck Norris, for confirming that you could hear both of us. It was something here on my computer, on my connection. Thank you. Tony,
Yeah.
when if you allow me to say something, when I was a believer and I had my own experience with God or the Holy Spirit, my own supernatural experience, if you would ask me at that moment, I would tell you, yes, 100%. I believe in God. I believe the God of the Bible is real. But you will also notice that I will be very emotional talking about God, very thankful, very, my Lord, my God. In my own experience tells me that having you and myself, the data, the information from God, from the God of the Bible, I don't believe you do believe. You have a lot of emotions with God of the
You don't,
Bible.
you
I
don't think
don't.
you don't,
And
you don't think I believe?
it seems to me that the emotional part plays a big role in believing or not believing.
So wait, can I? You think I don't believe?
No, you believe because
I'm a believer because I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm literally supposed to be dead right now. I'm literally like on a limb. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor, and I believe in God because He's revealed Himself to me before. I literally know it's a God, but that's the way it's kind of set up. It's set up to where you got to have faith, and you have to have a belief system that that you serve a purpose. You'll find out who you serve, and you find out going along in this life that, you know what I mean, are you doing the job of the enemy, or are you doing God's work, or you know what I mean? And nobody's perfect. We're all sinners. There's nobody that's perfect that ever walked the earth except for Jesus. But you know
I have,
it's a spiritual
I have a question
spiritual
for
war.
you. What would you tell to all those people that used to believe, no longer believe, or that do not want to believe because they have seen things like other people praying to God and losing family members, horrible ways, people answering prayers to people that probably don't deserve it, or answering prayers that makes no sense. Someone is praying for a loved one to be safe, but someone else that is praying for to stop smoking weed, they get answered their prayers. I mean, how do you explain all those things to someone that you think could believe in the God of the Bible? Because everything to me is problematic. It's very problematic.
You're just asking me, what would I tell a person who to God to stop their addiction? Or what are you saying? What was the
Yeah,
question?
yeah. You know, God would answer someone to stop smoking weed and he would answer their prayer, but he cannot answer the prayer for someone else to save someone else's lives.
You know, um, I've had a lot of people pass away in my family and die, and I come to grips with, at a part once we're born, we have to have a point where we die, and that's one thing that's guaranteed for sure in this life. You're gonna die. I'm gonna die. Another person's gonna die. We all have to die someday. And at that day and at that moment, you will know the truth and it will be revealed to you. And, you know, I know that mine's the ones that, because I come from a home of believers and good stock, that they're in a better place. They don't have to deal with paying bills or, what's the truth, and, things of that nature. So I just know that that's 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 what I know for sure, that there's an afterlife. There is an afterlife. There is an afterlife. This we're just in like a matrix. We're just in a it's like a battlefield. This is from the war. This is a war zone. This is a battlefield. Some people are blind. People are going through life and they're not living in they're living their life just for them, you know what I mean? They're not living for Christ, and that's their free will. What they want to do, you can live your life how you want to live it, and you could believe all how you want to believe. It's just that you know, you 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 reach out only when you want something, or do you truly believe deep down in your heart that you always believed in God? Don't wait till you're at the end of your deathbed to say, "Oh God, God, I'm about to die. Oh God, please, I need you. I need you. I need you." You know what I mean? Don't wait till it's too late. So, you know what I mean? That's all I got to say. But
Yeah, thank you, Tony, for sharing your thoughts and your beliefs. I still find it problematic that someone could ask God for a job, they will get the job.
so do you think God is just like a genie? He's just a magical genie that just, oh, let me make everything no, we're gonna go through things. We're gonna go through things in this life. You're gonna be battle tested. That's how you find out how good your faith is. That's how he tests your faith to see, do you truly believe, or are you coming to him just for gifts, and you think that he's some type of genie or some type of Santa or something like that. No,
But what
no,
is what
no.
is in belief that is so necessary for God? What is in belief?
What do you mean?
Why for God is so necessary for someone to believe? What is in belief that is so precious for God?
Why do we have to believe in God?
Yeah, it seems
Is
like
that what
God
you're asking?
wants to test our faith and our belief in Him. What for?
He deserves worship. He deserves it. He deserves it. I'm telling you. God deserves all the
What
worship, man.
what is He
He is
gonna
the
do with the
creator.
worship? What is He gonna do with that worship?
You know, you would have to ask him, But
Uh, how
no
can I
matter
ask
what I
Him? He
go
never
through,
answers. He never
well, you
answered.
never started. You never wanted that relationship. You just gave up.
I did after years and years of no answers, no responses, and just good
Maybe.
feelings.
My you know growing up, I would pray, and I was taught to pray and do things, and and this universe and this life and God, this universe, it will speak to you. You just have to have the ears and you have to have the eyes to know how to read it. And you have to pick up on the confirmations and the signs that God and that life and your spirit, you know what I mean? The
But
universe sends to you.
why God communicates in a way that you could miss his message? It's very blurry. You have to listen to the bird singing. You have to watch the butterfly because it could be a message from God. It could be a kid talking to you, telling you something. You can be
Yeah.
misled by trying to understand that God is trying to tell you something, but it's not really God telling you something, but it's your head telling yourself something. It's extremely unreliable.
Well,
I sometimes thought that God was telling me something just too later to find out that it was myself with my imagination.
God doesn't want destruction for your life. That's what he doesn't want. So anything that represents something of that nature, God does not, he doesn't want that for you. He doesn't want to mess up your life. He wants you to be, under his wings, and he wants you to be, having a good life with a nice wife and family and live, in a good home. And he wants the best for you. So anything that's out of that nature to kind of go against that, and trust me, like I said before, you're gonna go through the trials and tribulation of life. You're gonna fall down and bump your head, and you're gonna learn, and you're gonna have experience, but that builds the character who you are today. So you know what I mean? It's like a sword that is forged in the fire. It's like a um you know what I mean? It's like a clay. It's like a clay that's then at the end it's a beautiful art piece. So it's a process. He put us on here. He didn't put us on Earth just so that we could be robots. You know what I mean? Oh, here's your perfect this, perfect that, perfect this, perfect that. No, he gave you free will, and he's gonna try to work with people, and he wants to see who wants to have that relationship with him, who's gonna reach out, who has that faith. But you got people that are doing the devil's work and don't know it. And mind you, the humans, we're dumb. We think that we're smart. A lot of people, a lot of humans, a lot of people, they think that, oh, we're smart. Not to say that we're not smart, but we certain stuff. It's we're not on God's level. God, we're trying to figure out God so much, and there is sacred knowledge, but it's only to those who he wants to reveal it to. And
How
that's all
how
I can say.
how did you get to know God? Did you go to church? Was it with a girlfriend? Was it family?
Mm. No, like, well, I grew up. I never really went to church a lot, but I was always taught to pray. I've been a Christian my whole life. I always believed in Jesus my whole entire life. Um,
What happened in your
and
life that convinced you, like this is it? I know now that He's real.
I've always believed it. I've always believed it. I've never thought that he was fake. I
But
never
nothing in
play. I never.
particular.
Nah, but
Nothing in
he
particular.
he ultimately revealed himself. You know, when I've had a few experiences where I put together the story of my life and who I am, but he's definitely real. He's definitely real. There is two sides to there's the side where you're gonna have the devil trying to get you. He's gonna try to get you on drugs and throw you off your course, your destiny to fulfill God's will. He's gonna try to throw you off and put women and put different things in front of you. You're gonna try to. There's a lot of distractions in this life, from everything, from the TV screen, the computer screen, the phone, the everything. They put all these distractions in front of you so that people are thrown off to what their true purpose is. And through God, through Christ, you can find your true purpose on why you were born, who you are. and everything. It all. You're not an accident. You're not an accident. You weren't Clearwaters. You weren't born by accident. You know what
So
I mean?
I take it that you, Tony, think that you're gonna go to heaven, right?
I don't. I have to wait till judgment. I have to wait till judgment.
But hopefully you think that you're
I'm
gonna
not.
make it to heaven, right?
I pray and I'm gonna ask for forgiveness and have mercy. I need mercy and I need forgiveness from my God, and and through Jesus Christ, I'm praying that I make it, and hopefully, you know,
If you make it to
but
heaven,
mhm.
Tony, what do you think you're gonna be doing in heaven for eternity? Well, have you thought about
I
that
don't know.
at any time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do
I
you,
just want to. I just want a job in heaven, and I will worship the Creator all day.
but do you,
That's all I want to do.
what do you think you're gonna be doing? Do you think they're gonna have jobs in heaven, or just gonna be
Yeah.
floating on a cloud,
Yeah.
or I don't know how you think about heaven?
Certain people, I think certain people, there is going to be job. See, you're this is a battle that's going on. It's a warfare that's going on. So it's God has a military. He has the angels and versus demons, and what Satan got going on, it's real. And in heaven, they have people with jobs that do certain specific things, so certain stuff can play out here on earth and in other realms and or whatever. But there's definitely a job for those who are believing. And God wants, you know, He wants the love to give you love and give you everything that is better. But people that are the human nature is to go against the grain, and to be naive, and to you know what I mean. So, but God is on the other side of God wanting you to have a perfect life, but there is war. There is a war going on, like I said. So people think that God is all play. You disrespect God, you're gonna have to answer to that. And it's a sad story, man, for
So
those people. But
so if there's war,
uh,
like a spiritual war, and
yes,
some people say that in war nobody wins, but what happens in this war? Heaven and God lose a battle, and they lose some part of heaven, or lose a lot of souls in heaven.
no, God doesn't lose. God is not gonna lose. Everything works for God's favor.
So that's not
And
really
I
a war
I
then.
firmly, well, the war is here on earth. There's no way to dethrone God. That's impossible. That's just impossible. That's not gonna happen. The light will beat darkness every single time, and especially when the light is woke and people know what's going on. There's no way to beat God. He's just pure power and authority over all. And it's the wars for against what's going on earth. You see the prostitution, you see the robberies, the murders, you see the rapists, you see the come on now,
You,
the
I
darkness, the drug.
all I understand, Tony, is that you're describing God's creation.
I don't get what you're saying. What do you mean?
Yeah, everything that you refer to in this world, I think had to be created by God, because there are not two creators, only one creator. So whenever you're talking about
Correct.
prostitutes and whatever is happening on earth,
Uh,
you're talking about God's creation. Am I wrong?
say say me and you were both created. Then one of us goes to church and does good, and then the other one, we're committing crimes, and can you hear me?
Yes.
We committed crimes, and we're saying, you know what, f the police and this that, and you know what, no, this is not real, this is not real, let me hit on women, let me hit children and do that. Those are two different types of people. And guess what, those people will have to face judgment. Those
But
people will have to face judgment.
in the sense that
Let
what
me
I'm
tell you
saying, if you don't mind,
something.
just yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
The ones that have a really good calling on their life and who could be very strong for the kingdom, those are the ones who have to go through a lot. Those are the ones that the enemy try to mess with and try to say, you know what I mean, get you to think that God is not real. Those are the ones. So you might have a very good calling on your life, but then you know what I mean, certain things happen.
In the case that we're talking about God's creation in this world, what you're referring to about people doing bad things here on earth, there's still people that God created. In the case that someone decides to do something bad, like ending someone's life, probably a lady that was walking from her house to her job, her work, her choice was to get up in the morning and walk to her job, but then she ends up unalive by another person. In that case, we're talking about she was walking in God's creation and she had free will and chose to go to her work, but she ends up doing something else like being unalive. What happened in that case in God's creation with her free will
The one who killed her will be held accountable.
and her
And
free
I'm pretty
will?
sure that lady and the guy who killed the lady will be held accountable. And the lady will go on and live in heaven most likely.
But in that case, that lady
Mhm.
didn't have free will, or did she?
How did she not have free will? She was going to work.
She was going. She chose to make the choice to go to her work. She never made it.
So what did she do wrong? I don't see who did something wrong.
We're talking about in God's creation having free will. This is some of the stuff that I find difficult to understand about God and all the questions that I'm asking you.
You, you don't have free will right now.
Yeah, in the case of the lady, that she has her choice and free will to go
You-
to work, she couldn't take
I'm
her
asking you, do,
free will.
do you have free will right now?
No, but the example, I think it's a very good example. Happens every day.
So was she supposed to go to work or no?
Yeah, that's what her choice. She woke up in the morning, took breakfast, get ready, and she chose to go to work. That was her choice, free will. But she never made it to work.
Okay. Okay. So what's wrong? I don't see what happened. What's
What
wrong?
happened to her free will?
You're I don't see what you're really asking, man. You're not making sense, Clearwater. You're
Yeah,
really
the
not.
yeah, this is some of the stuff that I don't understand. Probably it's not nothing to do with God. It's just my lack of understanding, maybe. But I find it, problematic that someone will refer to God's creation as something negative when you're referring to God's creation, and that creates a lot of dilemmas in God's creation. Like, for example, having free will and you want to do something. I can give you another example too. Having free will to do something, but God comes and Jesus comes to earth, and whatever you wanted to do, you're no longer be able to do because Jesus came to earth. So you really didn't have free choice at that moment. You have to do whatever Jesus is gonna do at that moment. This is some examples that seems to me that are problematic for someone to understand. Like a believer, you cannot understand those dilemmas. But because I'm not emotionally involved with the God, I can clearly see that that's a dilemma.
You're not making sense, Clearwaters. You're
I
not.
know, I know. It doesn't make
You're
sense to
not.
you, but for me, it's a very good question. I think that there's a Muslim guy on the live stream right
What is,
now. I think his
what
name,
is the
his user.
question?
I'm sorry, hold on. I think his username is ChatGPT. He has a very good question to Diva about supposed free will, and it's not just me asking those questions. Also, Muslim. Apparently, the Muslim guy also was asking that question from the all-knowing God. How can God be all-knowing and still get upset about something when He already knows about something? So I'm not the only one finding dilemmas on God's creation, or pertaining to God. There's many of these dilemmas. But I'm not trying to convince you, Tony, to stop believing, because it seems to me that you're very happy in your life with the belief in the God, and I will not try to convince you otherwise. I will not try to do that. I don't think it's very respectful from me
There's
to
no,
do that.
there's no way to convince me otherwise because no matter what,
I'm talking about
I'm
trying,
rocking.
even trying. No, I'm not gonna try to do that. This is mainly a conversation.
No, this is a conversation. Yeah, no matter what happens, I'm gonna still thank God and ride out with what I believe in. That's to the end, no matter what.
Well, to be honest with you, I tell you something, Tony. Sometimes I envy you. You sound very happy with God. I don't have that happiness in my life. Sometimes I could use a God. There's some days that I have trouble. I could use a God. I could use some God love.
Right now, I'm being disciplined. I'm not even me and God's relationship. I just love God, and I just know that He's real, and I know that I'm gonna respect Him and I'm gonna worship Him. I'm not hearing from. I'm not. I've been doing a lot of bad in my life, man. I've been going through a lot of stuff. You don't really know the whole scoop,
Lately
but
or before?
all all through it, all through it, it's been a battle. You know what I mean? I've made so many bad decisions, man,
No,
and
you're not the only one. I
I,
include myself in there too.
and that's why I need my God. I need Jesus because I need Jesus Christ because I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner, man, and I need a savior. I need Jesus Christ.
Hmm. Well,
So
I respect your beliefs, man. I thank you for sharing what you believe, what you think. I think these live streams that I make, I let people express themselves. I'm not trying to convince anybody, but I still
you're,
express my concerns with
you're not
humanity.
trying you're not trying to convince anybody otherwise, but you're promoting it.
Absolutely, I'm promoting being honest and transparency and being decent, because I think there's too much scam right now in the world, too much lying, too much deceiving with everything, with food, with government, with entertainment, with news. Everything seems to be like a scam or trying to deceive people. And I think we are the ones creating all this mess. It's not the devil, it's our ignorance because of the way we act with lack of
Yeah.
information about ourselves. So I'm trying to take the focus away from the gods and taking it back to ourselves and bring awareness that we are the ones creating all these problems.
We do create a lot of the problems.
Yep, I
We do
agree.
create a lot of the problems. But the problem solver is God.
Yeah, that's the problem. I right there I disagree totally, because we have given God Jesus 2000 something years, and look at the world right now. So the God is not doing any positive changes in the world. I think we, at least myself, I get the opportunity to the God, and it didn't work. So I'm coming to the conclusion that I have to take matters into my own hands and put out these live streams and talk about this problematic about believing in gods and us having to be responsible for ourselves, our actions, and try to understand how we operate as a human being and why we are so easily deceived into thinking that a corrupt politician is a good politician. That's the some company that makes money providing information. We call it news when they're just lying. So we gotta stop this madness, and that's why I say that we have to look inward and not to an invisible God in some outside of the universe. But I also say that there's people that could use a God in their life in order to improve their life. Once they improve it, they can get rid of the God. I talk this way. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I like to speak openly and freely and transparently. It just happens that there's people that don't believe in the same God that you believe. They believe in other gods.
Yeah. There's only one God.
That's what
That's
they
the
say.
creator. That's the creator. There's only one God. Don't ever be fooled. There's only one God, and that's the creator. Anything else is just it's not a God.
Oh, you don't want me to take out Churum?
Anything else other the God of the Bible is the one and true God. There's no other anything that's even close to even being a God. It's only one true God, the creator of heaven and earth. That's it. That's it, man. And in some years from now, you'll find out the truth. And unfortunately, I believe for you is gonna be when you pass away.
I'm gonna see God when I no longer have eyes.
No, you'll see. You
How am I gonna see? I don't have no eyes anymore.
so you're gonna see. You're gonna see, man. You'll get the experience probably before I do, but just know, man. Yeah, man. It's much love and respect for you trying to. I don't know. It's just a very it's a serious subject, Clearwaters.
It is. It is absolutely serious.
It's very serious because everything that we're saying, this conversation, everything that you've even thought of, everything is being recorded.
Absolutely.
Is and there's a book of life, man, and you'll understand.
If
You're gonna see the spiritual court. You'll go to spiritual court. You'll understand that this is just like how how in the world we have courtrooms and there's a judge, there's a you know what I mean? You know where how we got all that same type of setup. There's
yes,
different wars for different territories and all types of different stuff like that. Yeah, you'll understand that there's one in the spiritual realm too. But yeah, man, that's all I gotta say.
all right. Thank you very much, Tony, for calling, man. I always welcome your calls. Good conversations. I think way better conversations now. Thank you for answering my questions. Thank you for your questions also. Have a awesome night,
Mm-hmm.
man. Awesome day tomorrow too.
You too.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you. That was Tony Montana on the call. Thank you, Tony, for calling. Always glad to have him call and have these conversations. We always talk about something a little bit different, um, but still good conversations. So apparently, Diva couldn't convince ChatGPT nor what's the other person's name? I don't remember to get on a Discord call. Wow, you still guys going strong on that conversation about Muslims and Christians. Hmm. ChatGPT, yes, ATS. If you scroll past the comments, you'll find that Diva was lashed out of at a Muslim for a single question. Okay. Man, ChatGPT, are you using some translator? Because you seem like you write very good English. Seems to me. Diva don't play. Three chicken Muslims versus Diva. Okay. You know, if I don't get any more calls right now, I'm gonna end this live stream here in a few minutes, like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I think for now, 3 hours is good enough for me. I made this little presentation. I communicate what I have to communicate. And I don't see anybody really asking me any questions. I think that my message is very clear. I love this God good feeling that I get from believing in God. It's mainly what's that word? What is motivating you to believe in one particular God? We can see on the chats that there's some people that believe in different gods, even though people say that they are the same God, which they are not. They are different gods, different approaches, different requirements, different entities. So something tells me that there's something else other than the God that is making the difference for someone to believe in a God. And I suspect that it's going to be something related to feelings. Jim Jamel is writing, I love this good feeling that I get from AI slop art. Man, that slop art is way better than whatever I can come up with. But I think the message gets across, and I think that's the most important thing. Thank you, Jim Gamel, for your message. That was funny. Pinky Paws. Jesus Christ is King. Jesus is my neighbor, and he's not a king. I don't know any other Jesuses. Diva don't play is calling someone chicken. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there's some need to prove something, seems to me. But yes, this AI slop is making the point across. Before we end this live stream, this is what mostly people, the reasons that people believe, you know, my personal experience with God. I have a personal relationship with the Lord, even though you need a person to have a personal relationship. But, you know, whatever. The 500 witnesses, yes, the 500 witnesses. Yes, I believe them. I believe them. They are correct. They are correct. The archaeological findings, you know, the scientists, the archaeological people are finding artifacts that prove the existence of Jesus, and Jesus was God. Besides that, I have no better explanation. Do you have a better explanation? Do you have a better explanation for God? Jose Moreno Waters, there's more than the physical. When you said, when I don't have my eyes anymore, I will see God. I don't know if you were serious or not, but you'll be surprised. Jose Moreno, how times have you been dead that you can assure me of this, what you're talking about? Probably you're just guessing. Probably you're making this stuff up. Probably you heard it somewhere and you're just repeating it because repeating it makes you feel good. Nobody knows what's going to happen after we die. Nobody knows. And I don't believe in the God explanation. It doesn't make me feel good. No. I wish we could have more honest conversations about what could happen after we die, you know. I don't know. I don't think it's a God. I'm not going to bet on it just because I'm getting a good feeling out of it. Jose Moreno, but again, thanks for the live. Was really cool. Thank you, Jose Moreno, for stopping by. And again, I respect your belief and I respect your opinions. You make this live stream way better, more interesting. Thank you. Bobby 9192. We found artifacts equals magic is real. Yes, sirree. Jose Moreno, no guesses, my guy. It seems to me it's a guess, Jose Moreno, because we don't know. Nobody knows. It's just a guess. You're betting on red, I'm betting on black. Come on, let's see your bets. Come on, is there gonna be a loving God at the end? I don't know, but just bet. Just in case, I don't want to be toast for eternity. Jose Moreno, well, I guess we'll know when we die. No brain anymore, but we'll know, right? I don't know. I gotta be honest. I do not know. I don't believe the story of the invisible, omniscient God, omnipotent, omnipresent, loving God. I don't believe the story. Wendy Kirkland, how evil is the Muslim God? Uh-oh. Tell me how mean Jesus is compared to Allah. Jesus died so we can live. Jesus said to love one another. The Muslim God gives you 70 virgins for killing unbelievers in Allah. Oh, Wendy. Whoa. It's a strong statement. Is it true? Let's see what ChatGPT responds. Wendy, go back to the Old Testament and you will find that the father was a child killer, a woman killer, and a village burner. Uh-oh, Wendy. Man, this is like a novella, a soap opera. Which God is more violent? Bobby9192, Annie Lanson Black. Jose Moreno, I love the honesty, Waters. You know, Jose Moreno, I could come up as smart, I'm a wise person. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when we die. No, man, I don't know. I wish I can come across like a smart YouTuber. That guy clears water. He's very smart, man. He said that what's going to happen after we die. I don't know. I would like to know. Because it feels scary. It feels lonely. It feels cold. It feels dark. What happens? Oh no. Jose Moreno, I know, my bad. I'm kind of messing with you now. My bad. No worries, Jose Moreno. I don't get upset about anything of this stuff. I know we have conversations. Sometimes we get emotional, Sometimes we're talking about our feelings. But it's all good, my friend. It's all good. Wendy Kirkland, do you want to follow Allah or Jesus? Just wondering. Do you want to follow the God that kills women and children, or you want to follow the God that does the brutality, or you want to follow? Which one is less violent? Diva don't play. I thought that was Allah in the Old Testament. It's all very confusing. It's all confused. When the Kirkland World just saying, recent, someone called Dana White, this is the fight of a lifetime. It is. It is. Everybody, thank you for stopping by on this live stream. The music stopped, so that's like 3 hours. Yes, 3 hours and 6 minutes. I'm done for tonight. Thank you very much for stopping by, everybody. Recent, Wendy, Diva, Jose Moreno, Chuck McNorris, everybody up there, Bobby, Chuck GPT, and everybody up. Brahmins, you should get back to God because you are old and your probation ends when you die. Romans 1, that's not very nice. But thank you for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow again. Jose Moreno, also, I don't know either, but from almost dying and some experience that I have an idea of what is to come, but I can be completely wrong and deceived. Wow, Jose Moreno. You sound very honest right there. I think you're an honest person. I suspect you're a good person. I'm out of here. Have a great night and a great day tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.